and welcome to another video. I'm sorry for not filming any videos in the past few weeks. I've just been really unwell, and I've also couldn't do it because of the noise, and it's been very difficult. Today I'm going to be doing a special kind of video, and I will be doing this every Monday on my channel. I'm going to be reading The Red Necklace. I'm going to read it by chapters as well. I've read The Red Necklace on my channel once before, but I'm doing this for new viewers in case they've never heard of the story. In case you haven't ever heard of the story, Red Necklace is an old story. Tom Hiddleston, who is my idol that I adore, if you check on YouTube, he did the audio CD of this book, and I'm just a really big fan of the book. After I used to listen to Tom Hiddleston read this bit by bit on YouTube all the time, so it made me want to read it to everyone. So I'm only going to be doing the prologue and chapter 1 in this video, but then I will be continuing it on every Monday so that everybody can sort of catch up if they can. I will try and make a playlist of the Red Necklace 2, of the new one. I have recently done it, but I wanted to read it again for new people. So please like this video, and please hit the subscribe button if you're new to the channel, and don't forget to click on the notification bell so that you're updated about any future videos. Please make sure that your notification bell is clicked on for any updates on new videos, because otherwise you won't know. And make sure you're subscribed to my channel now, because if you've not watched my videos in a few days, it will unsubscribe you and click off notifications, just for anyone new who watch me, or anyone that's been watching me. Before I start the video, I'm also going to talk about something else, because I always talk about this at the beginning of the video, but I have a TikTok now, and I do makeup filters with music on my TikTok. I will leave the link in the description box below if you want to follow me on there. I haven't recently done any new videos on TikTok recently, but I'm hopefully trying to do some more for you. So, stay tuned with that. But yeah, anyway, I'm going to get started. I'm going to read Prologue and chapter 1 if I can. This is on my Kindle book that I have on Jeff's phone. It's not on mine, because I can't do it on mine because I'm filming on this one. But this is with Kindle. I want to try and get the actual hard book copy of this book, because then I can read it properly. And where I've also, if you notice, I've got a bookcase behind me where I've got books on the shelf now. So I want to try and get more books, hardbook books, to actually put on there. I was doing my Puppet Master on my channel too, which I might continue doing. I don't know. It's just not many people were engaged with it. So, but I'll try and do it more often, because I think I was on part 3, or I was on to the next chapter. Anyway, let's start. I try my best to do the voices a lot like how Tom reads it, but it might not be the same. So here's the prologue. I'm going to read the prologue, and I'm also going to read chapter 1, so let's start. This will be a soft-spoken video also, guys, because I can't whisper read, so it's going to have to be all soft-spoken for you. I hope you enjoy it nonetheless. Okay, so let's start. This is the prologue of the book. This is Paris. Here the winds of change are blowing, whispering their discontent into the very hearts of her citizens. A Paris waiting for the first slow turn of a wheel that will bring what with it a revolution the like of which Europe has never known. In the coming year, the people will be called upon to play their parts in the tearing down of the Bastille, in the destruction of the old regime, in the stopping of the clocks. This is where the devil goes walking, looking with interest in at the window of Dr. Guttini, who works night and day to perfect the humane killing machine, sharpening his angled blade on the innocent necks of sheep. Little does the earnest doctor know that his new design will be centre stage, a bloody altarpiece, in the drama that is about to unfold. But wait, not so fast. King Louis, I don't know what that is, King Louis the Fifth, or I think it's the Fifth, and his Queen Marie Antoinette are still outside Paris at Versailles, sorry, I can't read that word. This is the winter of 1789, one of the worst in living memory. Jack Frost has dug his fingers deep into the heart of this frozen city, so that it looks almost unrecognisable under its thick blanket of snow. All still appears as it should be, all has yet to break. Here then is where our story starts, in a rundown theatre on the Rue du Temple, with a boy called Jan Mangoza, who was born with a gift for knowing what people were thinking and an uncanny ability to throw his voice. Jan had a sharp, intelligent face, olive skin, a mop of jet black hair, and eyes dark as midnight. With 2 stars shining in them, he was a solitary boy who enjoyed nothing better than being left alone to explore whatever city or town he was in, until it felt to him like a second skin. For the past few months, the theatre had been home to Jan and his friend and mentor, the dwarf Tattoo. Tattoo acted as assistant to his old friend Hoppelar, the magician, and together they travelled all over France, performing without ever appearing on stage. He would move objects at will like a sorcerer, while Hoppelar fronted the show and did tricks of his own. Jan was 14 now, and still didn't understand how Tattoo did it, even though he had helped behind the scenes since he was small. Tattoo's age was anyone's guess, and as he would say, no one's business. He compensated for his small size and his strange high-pitched voice with a fierce intelligence. Nothing missed his canny eye. Nobody made a fool of him. He could speak many languages, but would not say where he came from. It had been Tattoo's idea to invest the savings in the making of the wooden pirate. The clown was built to designs, carefully worked out by Tattoo. It had a white painted face and glass eyes, and was dressed in a baggy blue top and trousers. Hoppelar had not been sure that he wanted to perform with a doll. A doll? A doll? Exclaimed Tattoo, throwing his arms in disgust. This is no doll. This is an Ottomanian. It will make for our tunes, I tell you. No one will be able to fathom a secret. And you, my dear friend, will never tell. Hoppelar rose to the challenge. The result had been a sensation. Monsieur Allard, manager of the Theatre du Temple, had taken them on, and for the past 4 months they had played to full houses. Monsieur Allard couldn't remember a show being sold out like this before in these dark times. It struck him as nothing short of a miracle. The period caught people's imaginations. There were many different opinions going around the neighbourhoods, calves of the Marais, as to what strange alchemy had created it. Some thought that it was controlled by magic. More practical minds wondered if it was clockwork, or if there was somewhat hidden inside the theory, was soon dismissed, as every night Hoppelar would invite a member of the audience up on stage to look for himself. All who knew it were agreed that it was made from solid wood. Even if it had been hollow, there was no space inside for anyone to hide. Yet yet only could the period walk and talk. It could also, as Topola told the astonished audience every night, see into the heart of every man and woman there and know their darkest secrets. It understood their plight even better than the King of France. For the grand finale, Topola would perform the trick he was best known for, the magic bullet. He would ask a member of the audience to come up on stage and fire a pistol at him. Too much rolling of drums, he would catch the bullet in his hand, proclaiming that he had drunk from the cup of everlasting life. After seeing what he could do with the Ottoman, the audience did not doubt him. Maybe such a great magician as this could indeed trick the Grim Reaper. Every evening after the final curtain had fallen and the applause had died away, Jan would wait in the wings until the theatre was empty. His job then was to remove the small table on which had been placed the pistol and the bullet. Tonight the stage felt bitterly cold. Jan heard a noise as a blast of wind howled its mournful way into the stalls and peered out into the darkened auditorium. It was eerie, deserted, yet he could have sworn he heard someone whispering in the shallows. "Hello?" he called out. "You all right?" asked the caretaker walking on the stage. He was a giant of the man, with a deep gravely voice and a vacant moon-like face. He had worked so long at the theatre that he had become part of the building. "I thought I heard someone in the stalls, Jan." Diddler stood by the edge of the proscenium arc and glared menacingly into the gloom. He reminded Jan of a statue that had come to life and wasn't on quite the same scale as the rest of humanity. "There's no one there. More likely it's a rat. Don't worry, I'll get the blighter." He disappeared into the wings, humming as he went, leaving Jan alone. Jan felt strangely uneasy. The sooner he was gone from here, the better, he thought to himself. There. The whispering was louder this time. "Who's there?" shouted Jan. "Show yourself." Then he heard a woman's soft voice whispering to him in Romany, the language he and Tattoo spoke privately together. He nearly jumped out of his skin, for it felt as if she was standing right next to him. He could see no one, yet he could almost feel her breath like a gentle breeze upon his neck. She was saying, "The devil's own is on your trail. Run like the wind." Topola's dressing room was at the end of the corridor on the first floor. They had been moved down to what Monsieur Allard grandly called a dressing room for superior actors. It was as shabby as all the other dressing rooms, but it was a little larger and had the decided privilege of having a fireplace. The log basket was all but empty, and the fire near defeated by the cold. The room was lit with tallow candles that let drifts of black smoke rise from the wick, turning the ceiling dark brown in colour. Topola was sitting looking at his painted face in the mirror. He was a stout man with doughy features. "How did you know the shoemaker had a snuff box in the pocket, Jan?" he asked. Jan shrugged. "I could hear his thoughts loud and clear," he said. Tetu, who was kneeling on the floor, carefully packing away the wooden periods, listened and smiled, knowing that Jan's abilities were still unpredictable. Sometimes, without being aware of it, he could read people's minds. Sometimes he could even see into the future. Jan went over to where Tattoo was kneeling. "I need to talk to you." Topola put his head to one side and listened. Someone was coming up the stairs. "Shh!" A pair of heavy boots could be heard on the bare wooden boards coming towards the dressing room. There was a rap at the door. Topola jumped up in surprise, spilling his wine on the charcoal cloth on the dressing table. so that it was turned dark red. A huge man stood imposing in the doorway, his smart black tailored coat emphasising his bulk and standing out against the shabbiness of his surroundings. Yet it was his face, not his garments, which caught Jan's attention. It was covered in scars like the map of a city you would never wish to visit. His left eye was the colour of a rancid milk. The pupil, dead and black, could be seen beneath its curdled surface. His other eye was bloodshot. He was a terrifying apparition. The man handed Topola a card. The magician took it carefully to wipe the sweat from his hands before he did so. As he read the name Count Kowalski, he felt a shiver, a quiver of excitement. He knew the Count Kowalski was one of the wealthiest men in Paris, and that he was famed for having the finest collection of automata in Europe. "This is an honour indeed," said Topola. "I am a steward to Count Kowalski. I am known as Milkai," said the man. He held out a leather purse before him as one might hold a bone out of a dog. "My master wants you to entertain his friends tonight at the chateau of the Marquise de Varvadorova. If Count Kowalski is pleased with your performance," he jangled the purse, "this will be your reward. The carriage is waiting. We would ask for haste." Jan knew exactly what Topola was going to say next. "I shall be delighted. I shall be with you just as fast as I can get myself and my assistants together." "Haste," Milkai repeated sharply. "I don't want our horses freezing to death out there. They are vulnerable." The door closed behind him with a thud, so that the third within wall shook. As soon as they were alone, Topola lifted Tetu off his feet and danced him around the room. This is what we have been dreaming of. With this invitation, the doors of grand society will be open to us. We will each have a new wig, the finest silk waistcoats from Lyon, the rings the size of gulls' eggs. He looked at his reflection in the mirror, added a touch of rouge to his cheeks, and picked up his hat and the box that contained the pistol. "Are we ready to amaze, arouse, astound, and bewilder?" Wait, pleaded Jan. He pulled Tatu aside and said quietly, "When I went to clear up this evening, I heard a voice speaking Romany, saying, 'The devil's own is on your trail, will like the wind.'" "What are you whispering about?" Topola. "Come on, we'll be late." Jan said desperately, "Please, let's not go. I have a bad feeling." "Wait, not so fast, Topola," said Tatu. "The boy may be right." "Come on, the two of you," said Topola. "This is our destiny calling. Greatness lies ahead of us. I've waited a lifetime for this. Stop worrying tonight. We will be princes." Jan and Tetu knew it was useless to say more. They carried the long box with the period in it down the steep stairs, Jan trying to chase away the image of a coffin from his mind. At the bottom, fixed to the wall, was what looked like a sentry box. In it sat old Madame Monod, whose task it was to guard the stage door. "Well," she said, leaning out and seeing that they had the patriarch with them, "so you're going off in the grand carriage, are you? I suppose it belongs to some fine aristocrat who has more money than sense, dragging you off a night like this when all good men should be making for their beds." "Tell Monsieur Allard where we're going. Tell Monsieur Allard where we're going," said Tatu, and he handed her the card that Milkai had given Topola. All Topola was thinking was that maybe the king and queen would be there. The thought was like a fur coat against the cold, which wrapped itself around him as he walked out into the bitter night, Jan and Tetu's anxieties forgotten. I'm going to stop there because it's going on and on anyway. But I'm going to stop there, but I will continue on to the next bit next Monday when I get the chance to. But that's pretty much the prologue and a bit of um, chapter one. And I did try my best with some of the voices. I was trying to make the voices sound similar as to when Tommy Hiddleston reads the story. So a lot of the voices that I've just done with the actual voices are what he sort of voices. Obviously his is an audio book, and it's on like audio, and it sounds a lot better than mine. So I'm not going to be a perfect reader, but I did try my best. So I hope you all enjoyed that story. I will carry on reading it next Monday when I have the chance. And hope you all have a wonderful day, guys. And I will see you all, guys, in the next video. Bye, guys.